on, baby.
Yeah, we're going to start Patriots, of course. Pats, Jags, 50-0 over the Jaguars. Still had Brian Hoyer slinging the ball around late in the fourth quarter. You can touch on that if you want. Like I said, I racked my brain with what we wanted to touch on this Jags game, and there's not a whole lot to really pull out of it. So we'll talk a little bit more about, Patriots moving forward, but I'll just give you my main takeaways, and I'll let you kind of play off that. First one, Patriots are back in the playoffs. Raymond, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Your team is back. It was a 1-year hiatus after Judas left us, and now they are back. I think, let's kick off this way. Is it a successful season already?
I think so. I think so. Last year, having Cam Newton and having that 7-9 season, now going back, having your quarterback of the future, that maybe not be, he might be ranked 15th in the league right now, but at least he is providing wins for this organization right now. And the outlook is very, very good. Unlike when you had Cam Newton, which we thought was going to be a miserable couple of years in this league.
Bill, you consider it a success getting to the playoffs with the rookie quarterback and everything that we've transpired. And it is important to remember they did start this season with Cam Newton as their starting quarterback, technically.
It's not a success until you make the AFC Championship game. You went out and spent $250 million in the offseason. You need to have success. Just making the playoffs. Let's be real. You were the number one seed in the AFC 2 weeks ago, right? You just fell to the fifth because you had two back-to-back clunkers against Indy and Buffalo, and then you gave away the AFC East. Yeah, I mean, you're a wild card team. Cool, but no. Win a game in the playoffs, and then for me, it's a successful season with a rookie quarterback.
I'm gonna split the fence. I don't think it's a success right now, because I think a lot can happen in the next 2 weeks. If you go out and blow it and look like shit against Miami, and then you get stomped by the Bills, then that's going to be a disappointment. If can we take a step back after that and still call it a success? I think it's closer to what Ray said than what you said, Bill. Like, you're coming off a 7-9 season with Cam Newton. You get a rookie quarterback. You spend that money. You flip your roster in a year. It's not that common in the NFL. And yeah, they were in first place in the AFC, and they're a block punt and a dropped interception away from still being there. So, I don't know. We can talk about that, whether it's success a little bit more if you want. My other key point here is the Jaguars are so fucking bad. They're
atrocious, and they got hammered with COVID too. It was stupid. Like, I would hate to pay money to go sit in those stands. Like, yeah, cool. The team puts up 50 points, but it's not fun to watch. Like, come on. Midway through the third quarter, I'm like, okay, what can I do? I found myself watching more Red Zone than anything because the game was just so out of hand. There was a lot.
I flipped on the Chiefs game.
That game was so much better than the fucking Jags.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of the fourth quarter, even the third quarter. It was bad. But yeah, they're atrocious. You got to feel for Trevor Lawrence. Like, that kid just doesn't stand a chance.
Nope, I don't feel bad for him at all. Sunshine, fuck him, and Clemson, and that fuck. No, I can't stand Trevor Lawrence. I'm glad this is falling on him, and he has to stay in that loser organization for the next 4 years with that rookie deal. Fuck him.
Let me guess why you don't like Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Jealousy.
Because he looks like a woman?
Everything you just said.
Oh,
everything.
Well, what do you have against Trevor Lawrence? This is a classic Ray. Just like he looks at a guy and he fucking hates him. He went to the game last week. Miles Bryant blew a couple coverages, and now Miles Bryant is fucking dead to him. This is how Ray's bottom of the totem pole of dumb's brain works.
Yeah,
I don't fucking care about Trevor Lawrence. I just feel bad for him. He's in one of the worst organizations in sports history.
It's never going to get better either.
Compare them two together, Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence. Who's the better quarterback out of the two?
Skill-wise, it's Trevor Lawrence, but right now it's Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
If the Patriots had Trevor Lawrence, they'd be first in the AFC.
Oh, I disagree.
They'd win. They'd win more.
I actually
pass the ball more.
I think so, only because he has a better arm. Like, I like Trevor Lawrence's arm a lot better than I like Mac Jones, and it's making a difference, especially like if you have to travel. Look at Buffalo just played Atlanta this week in a fucking snowstorm. Mac Jones threw 3 fucking passes in Buffalo in severe weather. If that's the case and you're traveling to Buffalo, like, that lack of arm strength is really going to hurt you in the cold weather. It's going to knock the ball down. Trevor Lawrence has a fucking cannon and a rifle for an arm.
I mean,
it really showed on Sunday.
Mac,
he makes a couple. He had a couple good passes that were dropped. That interception was dropped.
He had a bomb in the first quarter was a hell of a throw, dropped in the bucket in double coverage. I mean, look, he's been the most touted quarterback in football since Peyton Manning, since Andrew Luck, for going on 5 years. And his college career and Mac Jones' college career is not terribly different. They went to stacked SEC teams that you couldn't really tell how good they were.
Though, honestly, Rich, he only started 1 year, Mac Jones.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's hard to say. You go into a Patriot system and who's going to succeed. Sometimes you might just need that dumbfounded look, like schoolboy look, like Mac Jones has, where he's all about football. And maybe Trevor Lawrence isn't that guy, but skill-wise, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is the guy. I feel bad for him. He's in a shitty fucking situation. The only thing I can think positive out of this, I had, maybe it's a confidence boost after getting your doors rung 2 weeks in a row and blowing those games. Maybe you come out of the offense. We saw it against the Jets game. They put up 54 and they went on a 7-game winning streak, and they looked pretty confident for most of that. And the defense maybe gets their swagger back a little bit. Football's an attitude game. Does nothing for me on the play sheet, but maybe they get a little bit of an attitude boost. Good coaching. The Jags have 2 wins this season, and they haven't been blown out every single week. So I think when you put up 50 points against a bad team in the NFL, it just means that you're not playing down to your competition, and it's good coaching. You go out there and execute your shit, and you should prove how much better you are. And that doesn't happen every week. Look at the fucking Packers. Look at the Packers who play down to the competition every once in a while. Look at the Bills who've lost.
Buffalo just lost to the Jags.
Terrible games. They almost blew it
thank you.
Atlanta.
I was wondering who the Jags win
Buffalo 9-6 or some.
Remember that Buffalo
score.
Bitches.
Yeah, they won 9-6, and they who else did they beat? And they only
Jets.
Beat 2 teams. Maybe it's the Jets. And then our last main point here, I have from a Patriots standpoint, Nikhil Harry is dead. Finally, I think. And Kristian Wilkerson will be
can't catch either, but he did have 2 touchdowns. She should have been 3.
Should have been 3.
3
Oh my
at a
God.
drop. I'll tell you what. I'll take Wilkerson over Nikhil Harry any day of the week. Guy can get open.
I'll take a salad over Nikhil Harry any day of the week.
I mean,
that's
you want to talk about a dropped interception or a block punt. I mean, Nikhil Harry back-to-back plays, drops a first down, and then does nothing on an interception where he could have put his hand up and knocked the ball down against Buffalo. I mean, I'm glad they finally just cut the cord and said, all right, you're done. He'll probably never see the field again as a Patriots. Bye-bye.
On Wilkerson, what's his ceiling? So just to get a little background on him, he had a really good preseason. Looked like him and Mac Jones, when they were both on the second string, had a connection. Seemed like he was going to him a lot. And then, per reports, got a case of the drops. Couldn't catch a fucking cold. And got dropped down the practice squad. We haven't seen him since because they've been shoehorning Nikhil Harry into this offense to justify their first-round pick, in my opinion. And I don't know, maybe last week was the end of it with that atrocious play against Buffalo, and they decided to give the kid a shot against the worst team in the league, boost his confidence. What do you think? Well, first of all, do you agree that he can provide and produce more than Nikhil Harry, low bar? And what's his ceiling if he can? Go ahead, Raymond.
Anyone can produce more than Nikhil Harry, so that's an obvious one. Wide receiver 4, maybe one of the guys coming to give a spell to your like Jacoby Myers, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne. That's about it. I don't think he's going to be a starter or anything like that, but just a spell guy. One of the guys can fill in for like a Nelson Aguilar who was hurt this week with another concussion, with the concussion still. So something like that.
I'll give you a question.
I think once Aguilar comes back, you're not going to see much of Wilkerson.
No.
Well, this is my question. Can they, and I'd be interested to see if they do, can they run more 3 wide receiver sets with 4 competent wide receivers as opposed to just 3? So you have, Aguilar's been hurt with
4 wide receiver sets, Richard, not 3.
Well, you have to spell the guys, right? I can count. Trust me, I can count.
Thank God. I was confused on that too. I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'll get ridiculed.
Look, if you run a 3 wide receiver set and you only have 3 guys all game that can run routes and nobody can sub out, then that's not going to go very far, is it? I honestly think that that's been a case of why they've run so many 2 tight end and bunch formations. Obviously they want to run the ball and they have about $400 million invested in their tight ends. But, I just think if you have more guys that can actually catch a ball, it gives you more options to have a passing offense as opposed to just fucking Navy option offense that they've been running for feels like 2 years.